guys look like smelly hikers.
Were you behind us?
What's that?
Were you behind us in the Durango?
Well, we made it to the final trail town, this western town called Winthrop, and there's a hostel in town that we're going to spend the night in. Head back to trail tomorrow and finish up the final 60 miles to the Canadian border.
You get a lot of hikers. It's all good. So, because we're at 50% capacity, so each person will.
If you told me that I was going to go, I would believe it.
The final resupply. Our final Nero in town is almost up, and we're about to hitch back to Rainy Pass where we got off and continue the final 60-mile push until Canada. Now normally we continue another 10 miles past the Canadian border once we tag the Northern Terminus, hitch from Highway 3 into Vancouver, and then fly out of there. But because of COVID, the Canadian border is shut, so we can't cross into Canada. So we're going to tag the monument at the US-Canadian border, and I can't confirm or deny if we're going to camp that night over the border in Canada, but then we're going to continue the 30 miles back to the last road before Canada called Hart's Pass. And from there we're going to hitch west into Seattle where we have an Airbnb booked so we can all spend a couple days together drinking and grieving and hanging out before we all catch our individual flights and go our own ways.
Smoky up there, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So we got 3 coming in, right?
With the Volkswagen engine?
I didn't get into details. I mean, I was just curious looking at it because I was looking at this recon that I'm getting.
We're back to the trail, and we got trail magic.
714 hikers signed my book.
Wow.
No way. So,
We're on the final approach to Cutthroat Pass, which is that saddle up there. We're on top of Cutthroat Pass, and this is where we've come from. And this is where we're heading. We're on top of Granite Pass, and this is behind us. And this is in front of us. We're at 2,600 miles and our last 100th mile marker.
I've never done it. There's a single place on Lake Union, and there's one on Lake Washington. Lake Washington is
We're on top of Metho Pass, and this is where we came from this morning. And this is where we're going now. We're on top of Glacier Pass, and this is where we've come from. And this is where we're heading. We're at Hart's Pass, which is the last road before the border. So from here, it's 30 miles to Canada and then 30 miles back to Hart's Pass. So next time we'll be here, we'll be different people. We'll no longer be through hikers. And here's where we'll catch a hitch back into Seattle.
Just leave the flowers. There's kind of like a use trail over here that's flat.
Through hiking, but yay, this is so cool, I'm through hiking.
And
then
you're like fucking freezing.
And then you're like, I'm through hiking, but I'm also hypothermic.
This is so cool.
Yeah, that is.
Maybe I lied.
We're on top of Buffalo Pass, and this is to the west. That's Mount Baker. And this is the view to the east. We're on top of Windy Pass, and here's the view to the south. And here's the view to the north.
One that goes up and down and up again. That's not Canada, but
And that snowy mountain right there is called Silvertip Mountain, and that's in BC, Canada.
It's fucking wild.
We're on top of Foggy Pass, and here's the views to the west.
exactly.
And here's the views to the east. Today's a lot of northbound ridge walking, so we've been following the contour of this ridge and then going up to cross a east-west saddle and going back down the other side of the ridge and then back up to cross another east-west saddle and so on. So we've been going over a ton of passes today already. We're on top of Jim Pass, and here's the view to the west. And here's the view to the east.
Okay.
You just have to reef down the side.
And if you don't like it,
I'm not caveman
They're like-
enough yet.
You're
Go
still-
bury
Not yet.
it.
But you can
Maybe
see,
by the
like,
end of the
behind
day.
that facade.
We're on the final approach to Rock Pass, which is that saddle up ahead. We're on top of Rock Pass, and this is where we've come from. And here's where we're headed now. And that's actually Woody Pass, which is our next pass coming up. Hey, thick boy.
Katya's gonna be so jealous.
Katya's gonna be very jealous. We're on top of Woody Pass, and this is where we've come from. And that saddle right there is actually Rock Pass, which was the last pass that we did right before this one. And this is where we're headed. Hey, little guy. We finished our final climb with the PCT and were rewarded with amazing views of the North Cascades, if a little smoky. Tomorrow it's all downhill, 8 miles to Canada. That's out to the west. That's to the south. The east, and our destination for the past 6 months, the north. So tonight is our last night as thru hikers. Tomorrow we're going to graduate and become muggles just like everyone else. Oh my god, I can touch him. Nothing like being woken up by mountain chickens. So for our last day through hiking, we'll follow these switchbacks down, across the ridge, down and over Hopkins Pass, and follow the contour of that mountain valley to the pass right beyond this ridge, which is between Mount Winthrop and Frosty Mountain. And that's where the Northern Terminus lies, which makes all of that in the background Canada. We're on top of Hopkins Pass, and it doesn't really matter which way we've come from or which way we're going because you can't see anything. Super smoky today.
This trail. It would be lit to fucking see a mango die.
We've joined up with the PNT, the Pacific Northwest Trail, for a short stretch. It's another long distance trail that goes 1,200 miles from the Continental Divide in Montana through Idaho and Washington to the Pacific Ocean.
Oh yeah!
1 mile left. It's the convoy's final mile.
Yeah, it's the final countdown.
So 6 months ago, at mile 143 in the desert, we went to Mary's place, who's a trail angel, and she had a basket of like poems that people could take and leave. And I found a poem that stuck with me for the whole trail. I carried it with me, and whenever I was having a tough day, I would take it and read it to myself. And it's called Ithaka. Ithaka. As you set out for Ithaka, hope the voyage is a long one, full of adventure, full of discovery. Lastrygonians and Cyclops, angry Poseidon, don't be afraid of them. You'll never find things like that on your way. As long as you keep your thoughts raised high, as long as a rare excitement stirs your spirit and your body, Lastrygonians and Cyclops, wild Poseidon, you won't encounter them unless you bring them along inside your soul, unless your soul sets them up in front of you. Hope the voyage is a long one. May there be many a summer morning when, with what pleasure, what joy, you come into harbors seen for the first time. May you stop at Phoenician trading stations to buy fine things, mother of pearl and coral, amber and ebony, sensual perfume of every kind, as many sensual perfumes as you can. And may you visit many Egyptian cities to gather stores of knowledge from their scholars. Keep Ithaka always in your mind. Arriving there is what you are destined for, but do not hurry the journey at all. Better if it lasts for years, so you are old by the time you reach the island, wealthy with all you've gained on the way, not expecting Ithaka to make you rich. Ithaka gave you the marvelous journey. Without her, you would not have set out. She has nothing left to give you now. And if you find her poor, Ithaka won't have fooled you. Wise as you will have become, so full of experience, you will have understood by then what these Ithakas mean.